What's that? That's a strange. Yeah. Strange. Anyway, hello YouTube, this is Untitled here, and welcome back to another Love2d programming tutorial. And in this tutorial, we are going to get on to game states and GUIs. Now, I intended to use Lovely Moon for this, but I was looking into it, and it seems a little too overkill for right now, at least. We're gonna use it in the future, but right now it's not necessary. So, what is a game state? Well, a game state is a state in your game. You would have a game state for your splash screen. You would have a game state for your playing state, for your give us all your money state. You would have a game state for the playing state, a game over state, level select screen. Basically, think of it as like a menu in your game, kind of, and the playing state. And I'm sure you get what I mean. I'm sure you know what a game state is. So what we want to do is we want to go down here and we want to say game state equals start menu. Now I'm going to make it a string. You can name this anything you want. Like you could have this as like a table with all different game states. You could have it as whatever you want. No. Anyway, I was just saying a few things. I don't know why. Yeah. So notice how whenever we start up a game, we instantly start at the playing state, right here, right? We instantly start here. You know, in most games, this isn't the case. You normally start at either a splash screen or a start menu. Yeah, what we're gonna do today is we're gonna make a start menu, and that's gonna be awesome because you know it's a start menu, and it's gonna have buttons you can click. Love frames and stuff. So, yeah, enough talking. Let's actually get into it. So, now that you know what a game state is, you might have heard me say GUI, and I'm sure most of you know what a GUI is, a GUI. If you don't know what it is, I don't know how you came this far, but basically, it's a graphical user interface. These tabs up here, these are like buttons. These are like buttons to minimize a window, open it up again. That's all GUI. This is all buttons and stuff. Text boxes. You know, you should know what it is. If somebody wants to explain to someone that doesn't know what it is, in the description, or not in the description, in the comments, very, very like good, because I have no idea how to explain it, and if you don't know what it is, I don't know how you came this far, to be honest. But I actually have a menu, or a class here, and I called it start menu, because I've tried to record this many times. And what this is basically going to do is this is going to render our start menu, and it's going to use a thing called Love Frames. And Love Frames is a library used to create GUIs. There are a few out there, but to be honest, this is my favorite, and I have used it, and it is like it's perfect. It's perfect for everything. So what you want to do is you want to go up here and, well, first of all, you're going to want to download Love Frames, obviously. You're going to download this file, Love Frames. All you need to do is say, require Love Frames. You don't need to put anything else in. This works. Just trust me. This will work. Just require Love Frames. And what you want to do is, hold on. Love Frames to actually work, what you need to do is you need to call some of the callbacks that it has, and it has almost all the love callbacks except for focus, quit, and load. Those are the only two callbacks it doesn't have. Everything else it has love frames update, love frames.draw, love frames.mouse press, love frames.mouse release, love frames.key press, love frames.key release, and loads and loads and loads and loads and loads. But all I need to do here is say love frames.key pressed. No, not here. Not like that. Key pressed. Key. It's basically the exact same except with frames in front of it. Love frames. Here. Yeah, and here just love frames or key released up here. Just call it after like everything is done. Well, actually, you need to draw it like in the same thing, like the layers concept that applies as well. Draw is really the only place that matters, but one thing that we're gonna do also is we're gonna indent all of our draw code and say if game state is equal to playing, then and what this does, this runs all of this code only if the game state is playing, if we're in the playing game state, and we can set that with love frames. And yeah, we need to do, I don't know, wait, else if game state is equal to start menu, then love frames that draw. Well, we might have buttons in this menu, like a pause button or whatever. But we're gonna render the start menu. Start menu. Well, actually, you know what? Let's replace this and let's call this menus, because this is gonna render all of our menus. That'll just make it easier. And we need to require this, of course. Require menus, and this is gonna render all of our menus. Like, we're gonna have a method or a function for rendering the start menu, like anything we need to render in the playing menu. Yeah, should make sense. It should make sense. Actually, what we want to do is, since I'm too lazy to go and get other images, we're gonna draw this background image all the time, like up here, just because I don't want to draw it other places again. Like, yeah. Oh crap. What did I just do? Menus. Yes. And let's copy this, delete it. Here. Yeah, so we're just gonna draw this, like, no matter what state we're on. So if we do this, we only get this. That's all we get. We only get this. Because we're not in the playing state. But yeah, let's get on with the GUI part of things. Yeah, it's probably going to span a few tutorials. I'm probably just going to cut it and, like, split it up separately. So, render start menu. What we want to do is we're going to do love frames dot, hold on. So many interruptions this tutorial. So basically what we want to do is we want to say love frames dot create. And what do we want to create in our start menu? We want to create a button. Another interruption. Okay, so what it is, we say love frame dot create, and this basically is a method within love frames called create, and we pass in a string of what we want to create. Now we can create text boxes, we can create like drop down boxes, we can create frames, we can create all sorts of things, but for now all we want to do is create a button. Oh, I think we need to call this something. Hold on. We need to call this something. We need to set this equal to a variable because this returns a button. So what we want to do is, remember, we want to create variables local when we can. So we want to say local. I don't know why I removed that again. Start button, because this is going to be the button to start playing. Start button dot, I don't know, set the set position method, and this sets a position. So we want to say we want to create a variable up here and call it width equals love graphics get width, height equals love graphics get height. Wow, this is getting late. And we want to put this in like almost the center. So we want to say width, take away, width, divided by 2, height divided by 2. What we want to do up here is we want to button set. We want to set the size of it. We want to set the size of it to, like, this is the width and height. So I'm going to say 150 by 30. Because this is what's worked for me. This will create like a long button, thin button. Take away, start, no, take away 150. You should never hardcode values. Never hardcode values. Divided by 2. But in this case, we're going to have to. Start button. Set state. Now this is where it gets interesting. This is where we're setting the state of where the button appears. And because we can actually set the love frame state. So up here, what we want to do is we want to say love frames dot set state game state. Yeah. Now we're gonna set it separately. Start menu. Yeah. Setting the start menu and then set the state. Start menu. And this button will render start menu. Let's see. Anything else we have to do? Render start menu. There we go. Button. I don't think we actually called update. Did we call update on love frames? No. Love frames update. We didn't go DT on it. No, still not doing anything. Wonder why. Hold on 2 seconds. Okay, so it did something wrong. Basically, just put at the bottom of the file for love.draw. I think I called them in the wrong functions. This is love.update. Got love.update. Do everything right. And what we do is we have a button set to the screen. Well, almost perfectly in the center of the screen. And this is the button. Just before we go, what we want to do is we want to set start button on click equals function, and this basically will create a function, and whenever we click the button, this is what's going to happen. We're going to set game state equal to playing love frames set state playing. So hold on. I never worked this out, but you have to pass object in as an argument here. Hold on. Here equals. Hold on. This has to be a dot. Just know that. Just know. Yeah. And what we also want to do is we want to set the text on the button. Start button set text. This should be pretty obvious what this does. Play. And look, it says play. And now we're playing. And we can collect our little orbs as normal. And we have a GUI. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. My name is Sonic2kk. Remember, just pause the tutorial. This creates a button. Sets the size of it. Sets the position. Sets the state of which it's supposed to be displayed. We set the state in here to start menu. We set the text to play, and whenever it's clicked, we run a local function here. We run a function that sets the game state to playing and sets the love frame state to playing. So this will only display if the game state is start menu, and here we're changing it to playing, so it won't display anymore. It changes the game state to playing, so it will render this. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. My name is Sonic2kk, and I will see you in the next tutorial.